6'7", how big's Johnston? 6'5"?
No, I think he's 6'7" also. Yeah, that's pretty good size.
Welcome to the debacle I like to call the Instigators Hockey Show. That guy right there, oh, there he is. That's Chris Kotsopoulos. Tonight is 15 years we've been broadcasting program, whether it was on Blog Talk Radio or right here with StreamYard and YouTube. It's been quite a run, man.
Absolutely. Out of the blue, somehow you and I got together on Facebook, and we've been kicking it ever since. And through doing it through a phone, now computer, we're progressing in the right way.
The crazy world we like to call broadcast, man. I started broadcasting school over 15 years ago. I think it's like 16 or 17 years ago now. And it spiraled into you and I becoming very, very good friends. And then it was a Paulie D program, and then we moved it to the Instigators Hockey Show. And it's like, it's 16 years of programming, and 15 of those have been the Instigators Hockey Show. So I got to tell you, man, I love you. You're one of my best friends, and it's an honor to do this program every year with you, man.
Well, let's just make sure we don't tell everybody how old we are now, okay? What's that there? What do we got already?
Well, this year we got a completely new format this year. It's very exciting.
Yes, it is.
We added 2 panelists to this program. Very inept, very involved in their area of expertise that we're going to bring to the program. We have Ricky the Goon Otazu, who has his own programming and has been around the hockey world. Ricky brings a dynamic of true life stories and just a real taste and flavor for the game, and a big part of that is the tough side of the game, the ugly side of the game. So, Ricky, it's an honor and a pleasure to bring you on to our 15th season here at the Instigators Hockey Show.
It's my pleasure to join you guys, and I'm really looking forward to this season. I think we're going to have a great time. We're going to break a lot of stories, and we're going to have a lot of fun.
Welcome, Ricky. I've known you for a while now, and there's no question about it. You're a straightforward guy, and there'll be no BS coming out of your mouth. It'll be straightforward talk and right to the point, and I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely. And we add another panel member, Maddie, the Mailman Lips. Maddie is just a hardcore fan, New York Rangers fan. Obviously had to grab one of those, but Maddie's statistics and his knowledge of the game, and just Maddie has a couple of venues out there he's working on. He's got a lot of shorts, covers every team as much as he can. He's very involved in the stats, and it's been a pleasure. I met him last weekend face to face, 2 weekends ago maybe. And just a pleasure to bring Maddie, the mailman, on to the show, man.
Well, it's a pleasure to be on here. I'm so excited. I've always wanted to get into sports podcasting and everything, and I'm really looking forward to sparring with you guys, because I know some of you guys are not going to agree with what I have to say on a lot of things. So I'm looking forward to a lot of dropping the gloves this year. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Hey,
we're going to be dropping the gloves. That used to actually be a segment on Blog Talk Radio, dropping the gloves. Yep, it's funny.
I remember those days. Paulie would ring the bell and we'd drop the gloves. Him and I go at it over.
We would drop the gloves. So we're going to do that. We're gonna do that this year. I'm gonna get some of that stuff back, and I want to thank everybody in the chat. I see that's flowing. Beth, I want to obviously introduce Beth Beth Penny does a lot of work for us out there. She produces the programming. She gets us everything that we need when we need it. And she is just she's an absolute pleasure. She does all the graphics. She does a lot of behind the scenes work, and she does a great job. So Beth, thank you for that. So we're going to start the show off, obviously, as we do, because we have a lot of respect for obviously the players around the league and in the world, and with our former player here, Chris Kotsopoulos, obviously, this year and most recently, we've lost some former players and friends, and I'm gonna hand it over to Kotz and some members.
It's actually a crappy time, but that's part of life. 4 goaltenders that played in the National Hockey League. Mark LaForest, Trees, I played against him. I know him, basically his whole career, stuff like that. He passed away. Kenny Dryden, everybody knows Ken Dryden, the story of Montreal. I mean, those Canadian teams in the 70s, they'd be nothing without him in that. Then there's, Ricky reminded me tonight, Wayne Twinkie Thomas, New York Ranger, Toronto Maple Leafs, St. Louis Blue. I mean, played a lot of places, but he was a teammate of mine in 80, 81 with the Rangers, and great guy. He passed away. And finally, a lot of people still say the greatest goaltender the Rangers ever had, Eddie Jockman, the legendary Eddie Jockman, New York Rangers. There's Ricky's number 1 goaltender right there. I met him a few times through some of the alumni events, and really good guy. Got to watch him play, obviously, when I was a kid, original 6 and all that stuff. But he's definitely one of those Rangers that's a complete legend. And, it's sad to hear about all these guys passing away. And I also got one more thing. Good friend of mine, Pete Giannatempo, 26-year retired NYPD policeman. Got to know him doing a lot of the Ranger, learned to play hockey and clinics over the last 10, 15 years. Man had a passion for the game, helping kids, coaching kids, working with the Rangers, working with other instructors. I got to know a lot of these guys, and he passed away. I was at his wake the other day. It was a sad situation. Good friend of mine, and a lot of people, are really hurt by the fact that Pete passed away, and I just want to give him a shout out. Rest in peace, Pete. That's it, guys. Let's get on to some positive stuff now. I mean, where are we going to start, Paulie?
Well, without these crazy interruptions here, obviously we're having some streaming issues. I'm trying to work on it behind the scenes, so I'm sorry for some of the minor disconnects, but we I think we got a good strong lead here. I mean, obviously, where do we start? I mean, 15 years, man. It's exciting. So I think what I want to do is we'll do a little around. I think we'll do a little around the square here, guys. I mean, obviously, one of the biggest, if not the biggest, talking point this week is what's his name, Kaprizov's contract. I mean, the biggest paid out contracts thus far in the NHL. Obviously, as the cap grows, I'm sure we'll see this. But is Krill worth this kind of money? We'll start with you, Matty.
One of the new guys go first.
I mean, how does Mika Zibanejad's contract look right now? That's what I'll say on that one. But yeah, I mean, when he turned down 8 years, $16 million, I immediately thought he was going to be out of Minnesota. I thought he was going to be gone. And then they upped it $1 million, and he took it. Honestly, I know a lot of Ranger fans really wanted this guy. I did not want this guy. This guy played literally half the season last year. Played 41 games, had 56 points, which is fantastic. But, you're going to pay a guy $17 million, and he plays half the games. And it's not just last season. His rookie year, he played 81. Then the COVID-shortened year, he played 55 out of 56. But prior to that, I mean, he's been missing at least 15 to 20 games a season. So you're going to pay the guy the highest paid player. And I always have for wings, I don't like having a wing being my highest paid player. You know, I feel center is obviously a more valued position. Same with defense. So I don't love it, but hey, if he likes Minnesota, good for him.
The one thing I'm going to say about this contract is, if anything, for the New York Rangers, it's an advantage, and here's why. No one will be able to match what we can create as far as cap space. And McDavid's going to exceed $20 million. Does Edmonton have that kind of money? Just plain and simple, could that market support a $20 million player? So I think this contract, in its weird way, helps the Rangers. And I agree with you, Louis Lips, about everything you said. He doesn't play a full season. And to me, to give that guy that length of a deal at that size, I think is a mistake.
Well, you know, as a former player, I'm going to be honest with you. Like I have one thing I'll give Kirill credit for. They didn't put a gun to his head to get him to sign that contract. So who's the stupid one here? Okay, $17 million. I consider Kirill the thrill, as they call him, a star, but not an elite star. He's not an elite star. I'm sorry. I looked up his stats too. I'm not quite as good as you, Matt, with the stats, but I looked them up. They haven't even gotten out of one round in the playoffs with him. Okay? Not one round. And you're giving this guy the most money as of now? And who mentioned McDavid there? Let me tell you something, Ricky. I think it was you. You think $20 million is going to get McDavid? It's going to be 25 or more. Trust me. Trust me on that. If you're paying this guy $17 mil,
I agree.
You're telling me I'm only worth $2 or $3 million more a year? No way. McDavid's going to get $5 million minimum.
I don't even think Kaprizov's the best natural scorer of the Wild. I think Boldy is the bubbling star that's coming out of
Probably Matthew Boldy.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
The only thing that I can get because of where you are, you're in Minnesota. Not. I mean, it's a big hockey hotbed there, but not around North America. Okay, nobody really cares about the Wild other than the people of Minnesota. Okay, so I think it was probably a good move to keep him and give him the money. That way, it looks like you care about your franchise. But overall, that's an overpaid player. That's my opinion. I'll leave it at that.
To piggyback off what you said, how the Wild haven't even left the first round. They've been one of the most consistent playoff teams that have. I think they only missed the playoffs twice since 2013. The only time they made it out of the second round was in 2015. So they make the playoffs, they get out of the first round. If you're not winning with him, I mean, I really thought they would have, went a different direction, traded him, tried to kick it back up, but I guess they're keeping him.
Hey, Maddie, I want to just finish this, and we'll move on a little bit here. But you and I were kind of texting today with Beth, and I had asked you. I said 41 games, 56 points, breaks down to about $300,000 a point. So that's a fun fact. Hey, Chris, how would you like to have done that, huh, buddy?
Listen, they throw around manhole. When I played, it was manhole covers they were throwing money around. Now they throw them around like they're Frisbees, okay? That's the bottom line here. There's nothing I can do about it. Yeah, I can look back and tell you. I think I said it to you guys in the past. I mean, the year I retired, I think there was 2 millionaires in the league. That was Wayne Gretzky and Mario Lemieux. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay? Now,
Alex,
almost everybody's a millionaire.
Yeah. Real quick, I'm going to hit some of the comments because I like them. And it does hit on Ricky's point. So the first question, obviously, there, it's right on the bottom of the screen. It says, any chance McDavid leaves Edmonton? So, in all honesty, I think, Kotze, you're probably right. $25 million or so would probably start the bidding there. But does he leave Edmonton, guys? Kotze, we'll start with you.
I don't think so. I think they'll do everything they can to keep him there, only for one reason. Almost the same reason why they signed Caprill. You got to keep him in Edmonton, or what are you doing to the hockey organization by not keeping the best player in the world?
Right.
They kind of did that once with Wayne Gretzky. I was actually with Marty McSorley the day he got traded, and how the Edmonton franchise went for a dump after that. You know what I mean? But Pocklington needed the money, so it was a double-edged sword back then.
Rick,
if you don't re-sign McDavid, come on to New York. That's all I got.
Ricky, do you think McDavid wants to stay there? You think he'll stay there?
I kind of think he's a smart businessman for one reason. He let this contract get signed first. Everybody's saying, why hasn't he signed? We've made offers, Edmonton and him. He's not talking. He's a smart businessman. Let this contract foresee what he's going to make. And if this guy's getting 17, like Kotze said, it's going to be 20 plus, 25 maybe. In my heart, he's not going to be a Ranger. He's not coming here. He's going to stay.
But is he going to be an Oiler? Is he?
He's going to be an Oiler.
You think? So?
I see him doing like a 5-year, $120 million deal.
Okay.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think the term. I think unfortunately the terms will be smaller. Yeah. All right. Go ahead, Matty.
No problem. I think it depends how much he values being the greatest of all time. And you might say, will he ever catch Gretzky? Well, if we keep expanding the league and diluting the talent pool, he might get 200 points a season. But how much does winning a Stanley Cup mean to him? Does he take a 2-year deal, go with a Tampa or Florida, go on a loaded team with a lot of top-end skill, and try to win a couple, Stanley Cups, and then go back and get a big payday 2 years later? It depends what he really wants. Does he want to just get his money, get the biggest contract he can? He went to 2 Stanley Cup finals. Edmonton obviously dropped them both to Florida. And I think it really just depends on what Connor McDavid wants to do. He's going to do what Connor McDavid wants. He can command the highest salary in the league because he's clearly head and shoulders the best player in the league. So it depends if he really wants to chase the rings. But even if he stays at Edmonton, he'll have a chance to compete. Although I do think Edmonton's not going to go back for a 3rd cup this year, but we'll get into that later.
Yeah, I just, just to sit on top of it, I just don't think it'd be a smart move for Edmonton to not re-sign him. It would absolutely kill that organization because, you already got Leon Draisaitl there making the most. He was making the most money. I think when they gave him that $14 million a year, they had that in mind with making sure that Connor McDavid's going to stay with Edmonton. But I do agree with you, Rick. He was saying that, or not saying that, he's taking his time and, checking out the temperature because this way here, he's in the bus driver's seat, plain and simple. There's no way about it. There's no team can do anything to him that he doesn't want. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Matty, I know you wanted to talk about some injuries around the league, and I know I'd like to hear some of your some of your predictions, Matty, for who's going to make some runs here. Who's going to make some runs?
Well, as of a week ago, I thought Florida was going to go for a 4th Eastern Conference championship. I didn't know if they were going to win. I went back and forth, but the Barkov injury. That is it's such a killer for them, especially the way it happened in practice. And you're not even a preseason game, and he's out 7 to 9 months. And he's not just an offensive player. He shuts down your other team's best line. He was going against Connor McDavid, and you don't win either of those Stanley Cups without Barkov playing the way he did. I think Connor McDavid had 1 or 2 goals in both Stanley Cup finals, because he was going against Barkov every single shift. So that injury is monumental. So I think, honestly, the East is absolutely wide open now. Anybody really who gets in the playoffs can win the East. I mean, Carolina, obviously, they got Keandre Miller. Maybe it's an addition, maybe it's a subtraction, depending how you feel about it. They got Ehlers in the top 6, so they loaded up. Tampa Bay, I thought was really good. I thought Tampa Bay could have went on a run last year before Florida curb stomped them. Montreal's coming. Ottawa's gritty. I mean, even the Rangers, if they get in, they're a heavy team. They got the 2 first-round picks. I mean, you see Florida's kind of down, losing to Chuck and Barkov. I think the East is wide open. My personal pick right now would probably be Tampa. The West, on the other hand, the West is a bloodbath. The West, you can pick 5, 6 teams. But I would probably lean Dallas right now because I think a full year with Rantanen and Robertson at the wing, I think they'll just be very dynamic. And I think they have great defense, and I think they have the best goaltending in their division. Well, we got Hellebuck in there too, but I think their defense and goaltending on still is one of the best there. So I think Dallas and Tampa right now. That's what I'm thinking. Good.
Ricky, what are your thoughts?
The Barkov loss is huge. Like my friend Lips said over here, it's a tremendous loss for that team. He's a phenomenal player, and it's going to hurt. But you know what? My heart's not bleeding for him. I'm not a Florida fan. I can care less. I remember Brian Lipp fell on some ice getting out of a cab and cost us a playoff series. As far as Carolina goes, 2 points I want to make. Damn, Brindamore is a savage. He cut his own son today. That's a coach I want. I love that. No favoritism. Kid, go to the minors. I don't care. I'm your dad. Get out. And second thing is he sabotaged his team by trading for Keandre Miller. As you know, probably the person I despised most on the New York Rangers was Keandre Miller. He just made his team softer. And I'll be honest with you. I don't know if anybody noticed this. Kotze, we had to talk, me, you, Paulie, and Lips, when we did our preseason meeting. The very first words that came out of Keandre Miller's mouth was about money. He didn't say, I'm in Carolina. He didn't say, I'm happy to join the Carolina Hurricanes. He said, I'm happy to sign a contract for this amount of money and be able to take care of my mom. Which, God bless him, taking care of your mom's a wonderful thing. Absolutely the wrong first sentence ever to say when you're going to a new team. As far as the Dallas Stars go, interesting. Today, I actually put money on the Stars to win the Cup. So I have Dallas going all the way this year. I had them against Florida. I may have to change my prediction in the East. I'm not sure if Florida can get there again, but the East is wide open right now. And if ever Toronto's curse goes away, it should be this season.
Kotze, that's where I want to bring it to you. What about the Maple Leafs this year, man?
I think they're right now preseason favorite for me on the East. I mean, I'm going to leave it at that. I mean, they added Pizzetta. They added Dakota Joshua. They added a little bit of that beef that Florida has when it comes to winning puck battles. And, Matthew, I mean, I get it all about Florida. They were lucky to beat the Leafs last year. The Leafs choked the last 2 games. You had them 3-2, and they choked. Okay, that's
Florida. What the Leafs do.
That was the Leafs choking. Okay, you don't lose when you're up 3-2. That's all there is to it. But I'm thinking the Leafs and that, and the Barkov thing. Let's call it what it is. The guy is a stud. You can't check him. He's so big. He's got the Yager type body around the backboards where with today's rules you can't check him. How do you get the?
Hey, Kotze, I got a question for you.
An ass on him this wide.
Do you think that injury, and maybe you'll see a little bit more of breakdown with Florida from the amount of hockey they played the last 3 years?
No,
they played so many games.
No, I don't think it has anything to do with it. 9 times out of 10, Ricky, when injuries happen, when you tear ACL or an MCL or anything like that, it's usually not that bad a look when it first happens. Just like a weird bend, a weird this, a weird that. So he's just unlucky, in training camp. I mean, you're practicing and
just one more thing on the Leafs. I got to go. I got to say, the Leafs fans, you're going to find out this season that is way more Matthews than Marner. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, you know what?
I think you push Marner out, and I mean, small sample size, but you saw Marner in the Four Nations face-off play great with the top guys. You saw Matthews choke. Left McDavid wide open for Team USA to lose.
But sometimes you have too much talent, and it doesn't help you. Getting rid of Marner will make that team better, believe it or not, in my opinion, because you have too much.
You trust Austin Matthews as the captain? I don't trust his leadership.
Listen, Austin Matthews is Austin Matthews, still one of the best players in the league, whether you like him or not. He is still one of the
Progressed
best.
last couple of years.
He's on a pace to break Alex Ovechkin's record, okay?
Not if he plays the way he did.
I'm just saying, he's still on a pace to break Alex Ovechkin's record. So you can't, disregard him. Yeah, did he have a bad playoffs? Absolutely, but I think less is more. They needed to be more physical against Florida. One thing Florida has is only one guy on that team that doesn't play physical. Guess who it is? Reinhardt, their leading scorer. That's it. Everybody else hits on that team.
Yeah.
Everybody else grinds on that team.
Yeah.
Everybody. I'm talking everybody.
You don't see the ice. That's how Maurice.
So you need to combat Florida with the same kind of lineup. Have a couple of stars, not 4 or 5 that are fighting for ice time.
Which should lead us right to the Rangers right now with what you just said, because we do not have that type of lineup. And I want to start this conversation because this has been a spur in my backside for the last month. What is Tyler Ratshit doing on this team? Why is this man taking a job from one of the younger players? He was a 4th liner on the Washington Capitals. He was a 4th line player. He's worthless. I will go on record. I'm not the one to hold back. Katsu, you know this. Paulie, you know it. I bashed Lundqvist when he choked. I'll bash Fox every time he leaves a guy open in front of the net. And I'm going to tell you, this guy is going to be the new whipping boy of the New York Ranger fans. They're going to play him on a 3rd line where he doesn't belong. He doesn't belong on this team. And already having some of the younger guys get sunk down, and in my opinion, because they have to keep a guy like that because they signed him as a free agent, is disturbing to me. He's not physical. Yeah, 2 years. That's Drury's thing. He gives everybody 2 years, $750. It's like he's giving out candy at his pizzeria. I mean, come on. This signing was awful. And you want to know something? This is the last year, in my opinion, that Drury has as a GM to get a pass because he's been awful. Too many coaches, too many bad signings, too many bad extensions, and I'm over him. And I'm over this lineup. I can't stomach it anymore. Thank God JT Miller's okay. I mean, when you texted me and you were like, he's missing 10 games, my heart stopped because those 10 games, we're going 1-8, 1-9 without him.
Yeah. I mean, just to piggyback off of that, when we signed Radish, especially you got
address him by his right name, Ratshit.
Right, but especially you got rid of LTIR. So now, even if someone's hurt, you can't, go over the cap. Obviously, we can talk about whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. But we're so pressed up to the cap now. We only have $700,000 in cap space. We signed him. We could have had 2.2, which you have obviously a little more wiggle room. But you look at the guys that we have, the young kids that you have. I mean, yeah, you can talk about Perot and Othman, who are first-round picks. I'm not a big fan on Othman, but they were first-round picks, so obviously there's something there. But you look at Berard, who's a 5th-round pick, who's the only person I saw forechecking last year. He was always grinding it. Anytime he doesn't have the puck, I mean, Alexis Lafreniere needs to learn from Brett Berard because anytime he doesn't have a puck, that guy is churning his legs. He's going after it. He's skating hard all the time. I never see him take a shift off. And he had a torn labrum last year. So, yeah, Brett Berard. Connor Sheary got a PTO. He's looked very impressive to me. I mean, I think he's more of a 13th forward. But and on top of it, I think you even got Noah Laba. Noah Laba has been fantastic in this preseason.
If he doesn't make the team, they're making a huge mistake.
I agree. He should be the third center.
Plain and simple, he's got to be the 3rd-line centerman immediately. That's
couple things I want to hit on.
He's 6'3", 214 pounds, guys, and he's got skill, and he can skate. Let him play.
Couple of notes here. I want to start with, we'll go backwards a little bit, and then we'll move forward. Good point, Matty. Matty the Mailman Lips. What do the Rangers now, Ricky, Kotze, Matty, what do the Rangers do now with Othman? And I want to fall back on, before you answer that question, with the signing of Sheary, okay, like it, don't like it, Radish, like it, don't like it. I have a feeling with a Sullivan type of coach, you're going to see these players more than you're going to see the Ottmans, the Perots, the Berards. Okay, we still have to talk about Morrow and what are we doing with Ukalainen. Okay, there's a couple subjects there, but let's do one at a time. The Rangers' first cut Othman goes. Now, nobody expected this going into training camp and coming out of preseason. Everyone thought that this kid was going to make the lineup somewhere. So, Cops, will start with you. What is this? I mean, does it mean it's time to move on from the kid, or what?
No. He's just struggling to find that game that he has offensively. Okay, he hasn't scored a goal, blah blah blah, all that. He's got to go down to Hartford and work his ass off. That's all there is to it. Because like you guys are mentioning, Radish and all these Connor Sherrys and stuff like that. I don't doubt that they'll probably be in the starting lineup. It'll be an experimental thing with those two guys, as far as I'm concerned, because we'll see how the season goes with them in the lineup. But if it turns to shit, they didn't cost that much money. You know what I'm trying to say? I believe Laba should have a job, and I believe Morrow should have a job. He's another guy, big size player. You need size, guys. You need size in this league again. There's not as much dirty stuff. There's not as much filthy crap going on in the back in my day. But the Florida Panthers have showed you how to build a team when it comes to being unafraid and physical. So you need size. As for Gabe Perreault, and I agree with you on Berard. Berard does hustle, and he works his ass off out there. He's probably going to be a keeper too. But overall, I want to see Laba and I want to see Morrow, period. Those are the two guys I want to see stay right now. Anything else after that?
I think Parsonson's.
I think this third center spot should be Laba's, period. And
Laba reminds me a lot of Derek Stepan and his first year with the Rangers. I'll be honest with you. He won the job out of camp.
He's a lot faster and a lot bigger and a lot more physical.
He also, some people don't know this. He also won Defensive Player of the Year last year in college. Like, the hands he's showing offensively is great, but he was a shutdown center to go with that also. The kid's talented. I love him.
That's why you start him out as a third-line center.
Yeah. I agree, Cutty. I love the kid.
Keep Eric and Edstrom and Rempe on the fourth line, and you put him down on the third line, which is basically a defensive line 9 times out of 10 in the National Hockey League, but has potential to put the puck in the net at the same time.
And it's size. It's size down the middle.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. And I think Parkin
going to have to Dominican to the right somewhere.
Now, I want to just jump in on Othman for a second. I don't think that we give up on this kid, and I'm going to say why. I spoke to a lot of players in the offseason, both who played for the Rangers, Nashville Predators, and some ex-Flyers. And all of them had one thing to say. Laviolette's system is very hard on a young kid. I love already what Sullivan has done, and it's with Matt Rempe. After every game, he's played Rempe, but have you seen him pumping Rempe's tires in the newspaper after every game? His work ethic, his size. You never heard Laviolette compliment this kid once, okay? You never saw him give that kid 1 ounce of confidence. Sullivan's already made that difference. What Sullivan said was great. Go down to Hartford, find your two-way game. I don't care if you score 40 goals, but in your minus 27, we don't want you here. Othman's in between right now. He's in baseball, we call it a 4A player. He could probably play 15, 20 games in the NHL, not look at a place, but he's not going to play 82. He goes down to Hartford. He's probably going to score 25 to 30 goals, and he doesn't really belong there. It's up to him now to come to the next level. The ball's in his court. Rempe went down and did it last year. He got sent down for 17 games, and he was irreplaceable. Let's see the kid develop a little bit more. They're a year or two out of juniors, man. I think the world of this kid. He's got size. He plays with grit. He drops his gloves, and he's a big body. Like Hotzi likes to say, he's got a big ass. Let him develop a little bit. He's still a baby.
Yeah, I love it.
Well, the biggest worry I have that you said is let him develop, because the Rangers are so good at developing forward. So I mean, that's really the one thing I gotta say. I mean, we have more success drafting in the later rounds than we have with first round picks, and that's just a fact. And but I mean, looking at this lineup, no Laba. I mean, I think any Ranger fan that doesn't love him, how can you really be a Ranger fan seeing what he's done this preseason? But I think looking at it, I think putting him in the best place to succeed, because we have about 6 lines of forwards that we could literally roll out there. Like you said, even somebody like a Johnny Brodzinski could fill in the line. We have so many guys lined up that we have. I think the best thing you could do is take Perot, put him on the top line with Miller and Zibanejad. I think you drop Cooley to the third line. Cooley can play with anybody, and let him be a little more of that physical presence that he's been. He's been a hitting machine the first couple of years, and then that way you give Laba a little somebody who can give a little bit of offense. Now that third right wing spot on third line, I don't know what's going to go there. I mean, me personally, I would love Berard because I just love the way he plays. I don't think he'll get it. I think maybe somebody like Sheary or Radish or Parsonen will probably end up with it. But I kind of like the idea of taking Laba and dropping him as a third line center, but then taking Cooley and putting him with him. And then you take Perot and you say, all right, kid, you're quote unquote our best prospect. You're on the top line with Miller and Zibanejad. Let's see what you can do.
Yeah. Well, I think the line combinations are going to be very interesting. Obviously, and we'll go around here. But I do want to talk about. Obviously, we covered so much there, so it's hard to go backwards. But the point with Othman, Ricky, I totally agree with you. I think he's in between right now, and I think he is part of the future. So hopefully the kid doesn't take this for being one of the first cuts here to heart too bad. And if he does, it turns into a positive in his gameplay. And I do agree with you, and I did want to talk to everybody with how they felt with the new coaching with Sullivan. I do agree with you. Pumping up Matt Rempe's tires here is a big part. And I think Matt Rempe, as he grows, is going to realize he's becoming a big part of what this team's going to want to be as identified as, for one. For two, to see him oddly and possibly at times, and I said this during the playoffs last year, I wanted to see him parked in front of the net on the power play, especially with the guys who shoot the puck and the guys who move the puck, and with Adam Fox as slick as he can, man. That guy in front of the net, and Kotze said it too last year, him in front of the net, man, he creates – that's a lot for a goalie to look around, man. That
Othman goal against the Islanders in preseason, that was all Rempe standing in front of the goalie. It's a beautiful example of what you're saying.
But he has such a reputation on the league. People want to hit him. So that throws them off their game. People don't even realize that. People want to check Rempe. They're leaving their position.
Did anybody notice the Islanders the other night doing everything they can to illegally pick and block Rempe from hitting their defensive star, the number 1 pick overall? They were so afraid that Rempe was going to run on him. If you watch, there's clips that were put out.
Hey, I'll say it right now. That Schaefer is the real deal.
Schaefer's good.
Oh, he might be the real deal, but the Islanders were terrified that Rempe was going to run him, because if you watch the last
wasn't that the way it was in my day? You took care of your star player?
Of course. I'm not saying anything, but I'm just saying teams are aware he's on the ice. He's earned the reputation that teams are aware that he's on the ice. And let me tell you something. Going 22 miles an hour in training camp, people are like, he can't skate. He's got Nick Fotiu syndrome. He could fly. He just doesn't stop well.
What did I tell you the other day? If I had to
Kotze thinks he's one of the fastest skaters.
Red line to red line right now, if I had to put money down to go one end of the rink to the other, who's going to be first on the Rangers? It'll be Matt Rempe. Straight away speed. It'll be Matt Rempe. I've seen enough of him. Straight away. You're not going to beat him. He's just got this long a stride, and he's not slow.
He said he broke 22 miles an hour in camp. 22 miles an hour is fast, man.
I do want to go back to the Othman thing, okay?
Yes, please.
You guys got to remember one thing, too. He was drafted before Perot. He was drafted before Berard and all these guys, okay? He was drafted as an 18-year-old. He's had 4 different coaches that he's had to listen to. Each coach has a different way they wanted him to play. Now I'm not taking that he's it's okay for him to be this way, but that's a lot for an 18-year-old to go through. You went through Quinn to start with. I mean, I'm just saying he came to camp when Quinn was there. You know what I'm saying? Then he had Gallant, came to camp. Then he had with Eddie Munster there. You know what I mean? And now you got Sullivan. So there's a lot of things that this guy had to figure out. Like, okay, they wanted me to play this way once, and this way, and another. And he's what was he, like 22 now?
He's 22. He's still a baby.
Yeah. And Noah Laba is 22. So he's already got that maturity, regardless if he's only played 11 games in the pros. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot there still for Othman. I think his chance will come again this year at one time or another because, again, Radish, Sherry, Parson, and these guys are the guys that would be on the bubble if they get off to a horseshit start. They would be. Plain and simple. It's not going to be the young guys. It's going to be them. Now,
what do you guys think about my favorite?
Rempe has talent.
Oh, I agree. But I wanted to ask you guys, what do you think of Adam Edstrom getting a full season? Because I'm really excited about Edstrom this year. I think Edstrom's going to have I think he could score 10, get 10 to 15 assists on that line with Carrick and Rempe, and really establish himself as a solid NHL player.
I agree. I think honestly, Edstrom is going to be with Carrick and Rempe. There wasn't a lot of bright spots the last season, but there was a 10-15 game stretch where that fourth line was honestly winning them a couple of games, and they were scoring like a goal a game and everything. I think with Rempe and Edstrom, a lot of times what people don't realize is they're both actually natural centers, and Carrick has another year after this one under his contract. I think you're looking at the future fourth line center with one of those guys. I think eventually Edstrom and Rempe are going to be big part of the Rangers' future.
Wait till Rubeck comes up in a year.
Yeah.
Don't sleep on that kid because let me tell you something. I watched every Hartford game last year. He is one. Now, let me say one thing. Everybody thinks Rempe's a goon. Rempe's not a goon, okay? Rempe has had a few fights because of his size. He's not even a good fighter. You want to watch people destroy somebody? Watch Rubeck fight. Yep. He's a lefty. He's a monster, and he's mean. And he's also got great hands in front of the net. And this kid's going to develop into one hell of a prospect.
6'7" too, right?
6'7", 220.
If you have Carrick leave in a couple of years or trade him or whatever, and he
slide him right in,
what team in the league is going to want to mess with that line?
Huh?
You want to go after any one of our top guys? Yeah, no, not happening. And honestly, these guys can skate too. So it's not even like you have these big guys who are like stuck in mud. These guys are pretty fast too. I saw them preseason, and like we were talking about Rempe too. Rempe has great straight line speed. He's got great straight line speed. It's just weaving in and out and stopping. He's a big boy, so it takes a little bit. But man, that jumbo line. Whew, that can be scary.
I tell you what, I'm really excited about Perreault also. I just think that last year was a big jump for him. Playoff stretch, they were desperate. A lot of pressure put on him to come in. He looks really comfortable this year, man. And let me tell you something. He plays in a phone booth. I remember always hearing guys say that, never really understood it until I got older. But he can control a puck in a 3-foot spot, and he looks like he's dazzling. And he could drop a pass out front. He feathers the puck really well. He's a pass-first prospect. Right. And if you put him with a guy who shoots first, he's going to have a great year.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I was saying before. I really think, if Laba does make the team, I think you really got to consider dropping Cooley down and putting Perreault either with Trocheck and Panarin or putting Perreault over with Miller and Zibanejad and give him every chance to succeed. I mean, the Rangers have been so unsuccessful developing prospects because they get a guy and they say, here you go, here's third-line minutes, here's no power play time, go be a star. Well, they're not going to develop that. Give these kids a chance to succeed and give them a chance to play with high-skill players so that they can develop. Give them a chance to make mistakes because that's the only way you're going to get better and learn in this league is if you make mistakes. That's my big thing. So, I mean, if Perot does make the team, he's got to get top 6 minutes because I don't want him on the third or fourth line just
Right.
kind of wasting away. I mean, there's just no point. You might as well go to Hartford at that point.
I gotta ask, Ricky. I gotta ask you. And Maddie, I think you make a valid point, but I think here's what you're overlooking. It's Cooley's time. You know, moving Chris Kreider was about having Will Cooley.
Yeah, absolutely.
And what you're saying, I mean, I don't disagree with you, but I don't agree with you. It is time for Will Cooley now. And I think you're going to see Will Cooley get top line minutes. I think you're going to see Cooley, I would imagine first power play, if not second power play time. But letting go of Kreider, it really is all about developing Will Cooley at this point. I think it's Cooley's job to lose. I think you're going to see Will Cooley eating up some major top 6 minutes, no doubt in my mind. And I think he's going to be the guy that the Rangers are going to look towards to stand in front of the net on the power play, to be that guy. Aside from what possibly, like we did comment about the Enstroms and the Rempies on the offside, but I think this is a year where this team is looking for Will Cooley to become what they believe he's going to be.
Well, I hope we get the Will Cooley that came up in the first year and a half and not the second half Will Cooley. And let me explain my statement on that. Will Cooley came up and was a banger. And yes, everybody's going to say he's third in the league in hits. The league counts pushes. Kotze and I had this conversation the other night on the phone. Will Cooley stopped at the end of the year last year hitting people. Will Cooley dropped his gloves twice last year and held on for dear life and took a pounding and didn't throw punches back. I don't know what got in. Maybe somebody got in this kid's ear and said, hey, man, we don't want you in the penalty box. Hey, we don't want you, taking penalties, don't fight, which certain coaches have said to prospects. I want the Will Cooley that takes 20-foot runs at people and knocked that guy unconscious on Las Vegas last year. I want the Will Cooley that came up in his first rookie year and beat up Greenlaw from Buffalo. I want the Will Cooley that goes to the front of the net, bangs a puck home, and when a defenseman pushes him, he shoves him down on the ice. I want to be a millionaire Will Cooley, which I saw at the end of last year. I was not impressed in the last 10 games whatsoever. You're
not going to get that on the top line. I think that's my whole point of pushing him to the third line, because Cooley plays like that if he's on the third line. When he gets to the top line, and I love Cooley personally. I think he's a sensational player, and I don't have that harsh of a take it like you, Ricky, but I'm just looking at it like he's defensively reliable. He plays on the PK. He plays on the power play.
I agree with you.
That's what you need on a third line player. You're not going to not effective on the third line.
Kotze, jump in here, Kotze. Come on.
Kotze,
listen, I had a power outage here. That's why I was gone. But
yeah, we lost you for a minute there. But we were talking about Lips had. I want to refresh it here. Lips had made some good points about possibly, Perot stealing some top line minutes. And I think a lot of what the Rangers did this year, and I feel like a lot of what the Rangers are looking at when they moved Kreider out, they did some things this year, was I believe it's Will Cooley's job to lose top 6 here. And then, obviously everyone had their opinion. So want to hear what you have to say about Will Cooley, where you think where he's going to be and what's his role.
I think we're all kind of getting ahead of ourselves. I think everybody on this panel must agree that this whole season revolves around Igor Shesterkin, Adam Fox, Panarin, Lafreniere, Zibanejad, and JT Miller. Because these are the guys that make the most money on the team, guys. Okay? About 5 out of the guys I mentioned, they need to have a better year than they had last year. Mm-hmm. Okay? It's pretty obvious. So when you're getting around to the second-tier guys that make money, like Cooley. I agree with Ricky a little bit. I think he's slacked off a little bit in the physicality part. That's what got him to the NHL. Okay, yeah, but I think there's also another side to it too, Ricky. Though, is that the kid has got ability to score too. So you can't just like keep running around trying to hit everything in sight when you know you got offensive ability. He's just got to pick his spots where, and I do agree with you, Ricky. There's times where he's got to show a little bit more. That, hey, I'm one of the tougher guys up front, and I got to stick up for my teammates a little bit more. And the same thing with Schneider. We went through this in our pre-talk. Schneider had a torn labrum. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt last year, but he is nowhere near the physical presence he was his first year and a half at all. And when you look at that D, the way it's set up, who's going to be?
Well, let's move over to the D because that's important. We got 10 minutes. Picking up Gavrikov, Oduzu, the Goon. I know how you feel about Fox. I think everybody will by the end of the season. But picking up Gavrikov, and then before you answer that fully, I want to talk about what do the Rangers do with Morrow now? I mean, I think Kotze did. We talked about this, but we'll go around the panel here. You know, you got Morrow, I think, earns a spot. And, you know, the odd man out has got to be Ukalainen, I would imagine. What's his name? Ukalainen.
Send him packing in.
Your host.
Send him packing in. So, Ricky, start off with the Gavrikov, and then we'll go from there.
Okay, I think Gavrikov's a great signing. And let me just clarify one thing with Adam Fox. Adam Fox is a great New York Ranger. He's a great power play specialist. He's a great offensive defenseman. My little bug I have with Fox is I have never seen a number one defenseman just literally give up the puck in his own zone as much as Fox does. That's my beef with him. The other night, it was preseason, and I threw something at my TV in the Islander game. I'm sick of just watching him give up a shorthanded goal and just la-di-da back. As far as Morrow goes, I think Morrow goes to Hartford, 15, 20 games down there. Let these guys, like Kotze said about some of the forwards, play themselves out of the position, bring them up halfway through the season, and let him go from there because he's definitely a steal. I think we won that trade beyond words. Getting a first-round pick and getting this kid, who I had circled and put out a week before as one of the targets that the Rangers should be looking at if we were to make a deal for Miller, I think he's a steal. I think he's a great offensive defenseman. He's going to be running PP2 before the season's over. And it's like Kotze said about Schneider, I just want him back. I just want him healthy. I love Schneider. I think he's great. And I think the seventh defenseman on this team this year should have been Mackey. And I think, Kotze, you agree with me. I think we should have saved the money and just played this kid and kept him up here in case of an injury and not risk losing him through waivers.
Well, I'm gonna pop in real quick one more second here. The thing I want to add about Fox and my biggest beef with Laviolette last year was, and I hope Sullivan sees it, and I think he will, and I think Kotze would agree with me. I don't want to see Fox do 1 minute on the PK.
My fans are coming down the stairs.
First and foremost, I think one of the biggest problems with Adam Fox is the guy logs too many minutes for what we need him to do, okay? And he can't log those types of minutes, man. I don't think he can.
Paulie, do you agree he's not the guy to be out there with 30 seconds left protecting a one goal?
I agree with that. I don't want him on the penalty kill. I don't want him on the penalty kill. I want him playing the power play, and I think honestly, I hate to say this, and I know Kotze would agree with me. I mean, I don't know that he's the first line pair guy, but then you have to because you have, you want him playing with, when Brett's out there, you want him playing when Miller's out there because he sees the ice so well. His puck handling and his ability to make that first pass or make a pass is phenomenal. His deking ability is, the guy's magical with the puck. The problem Adam Fox has is that he sucks without the puck.
Listen, they brought in Gavrikov to reinvigorate Fox's career. That's basically what it is.
I believe that.
Okay? Because when Lindgren was healthy, Fox had some pretty good years. But Lindgren played bigger than his body, and it just got tore down. That's all
He
there
was a
is.
true warrior, man. I was really upset when we lost him.
Yeah, okay, but Ricky, he was beat up, and it's all there is to it.
Oh no, it was time, Kotze. I agree.
He goes to Colorado. He becomes a third pair defenseman there, not a first or a second. You understand what I'm saying? Where with Fox, he was the first pair. Now Gavrikov is brought in to boost Fox. Adam Fox has the vision, has the playmaking ability, passes the puck better than anybody on the team. Okay, but he's small and he's not very fast. So having him out there in a defensive type situation, I've said this to you for 3-4 years now, Paulie, about him. You can't have him out there. He can't win puck battles. Anybody says he does, full of shit. Okay?
Right. Yeah.
In front of the net, you're going to actually, after the shot's taken and there's a bit of a rebound, he's going to clear somebody? No.
I know.
Cut his ice time down. Cut his ice time down and let him perform at a high level offensively. That's why you got Gavrikov there. He's the stay-at-home guy. He's a big body. I don't know how physical he is, but he better be. Otherwise, forwards are going to have a nice, fun time going around those corners and around the net.
Well, I can't believe we went this entire segment without mentioning another jury gem, which was getting Carson Soucy at the deadline. Not just for last year, but we got him for this year, too. I mean, so, Ricky, to your point about Drury making these amazing moves, yeah, I mean, honestly, if you don't make that move, then you really don't have a defenseman problem. I mean, he's eating up, a little over $3 million in the cap. But I guess you got to have a spot with him. Him and Borgen were good in Seattle a couple years back. Maybe they can reunite and be good. I think Morrow makes this team, to be honest, getting back to the original question.
I do too.
And, I mean, because who's running PP2 if Morrow doesn't make this team? Schneider? Soucy? I guess Gavrikov? You really going to have Gavrikov run PP2? Okay, I don't love it. But, I mean, I know Gavrikov has some offensive upside. But to me, and I love Adam Fox, but Morrow kind of seems like not only PP2, but the future of PP1, being he is 6'2", so he's a bigger version of Adam Fox. He does skate better than Adam Fox. Now, he doesn't have the passing ability, and he's not a Norris winner like Adam Fox. But I think this defense is going to make or break this season. And I think, with Gavrikov and Fox, that's a solid top pair. But then the rest of that, outside of Schneider, I mean, I'm not a big Borgen guy. I didn't really love that move.
But he got an extension, Lips.
I can't. You want to know why they got an extension? Because the Rangers said, we screwed up the second overall pick, but we traded the second overall pick, but at least we got something back. And we didn't get him for a half a season.
But hold on, that's what you get when you draft Europeans all the time.
Yeah.
Rangers have a bad habit of drafting all these Europeans. Let's go through it.
Guess who's out or injured already?
Elias Anderson, where is he now?
Yeah. Yeah, there he is.
What about that other guy, Gavrikov or whatever? I can't remember his name.
Oh, Anderson?
Yeah, you know what I mean?
He led to the draft pick.
They seem to draft Europeans that don't pan out.
Hey, one question. I got one question for the panel. How the hell did we go 59 minutes and not one time did we mention Alexei Lafreniere?
Oh, wow.
Think about that for a second.
Yeah.
Well,
You talk about a kid who's got some pressure on him this year?
I did bring it up. The top 6 guys that get paid the most money on the team, it's up to them to pull up their pants and act like big boys this year. Yeah. He's one of them. And if it doesn't happen there, then there's going to be all kinds of moves. And I'll even say this. Chris Drury's on the job too, babe. You've been around a long time.
Can't agree more.
This whole season, may not be about a Stanley Cup winning, may not be about winning the conference or anything like that. It's about improving as it goes. And if that doesn't happen, guys got to go. That's all there is to it. That's the way the game's played.
I'm a Lafreniere.
We got to talk about it.
I'm a Lafreniere hater. Like Ricky's a Fox hater. Like Lafreniere to me, he irks me. He irks me because, he's terrible in his defensive zone. He's terrible. He doesn't check. He doesn't forecheck. To me, he floats out there.
That sounds like Panarin.
Oh, come on.
Well, are you going to tell me he backchecks and forechecks?
Tell me when Alexi Lafreniere.
Are you going to tell me he backchecks and
Ding, 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 ding.
Are you going to tell me that Panarin backchecks and forechecks? He does. Panarin doesn't. Panarin backchecks and forechecks like Alex Ovechkin does. 0.
But we're comparing apples to oranges.
Can you tell me when the last Ranger before Panarin had a point per game season? Does anybody know?
Can we?
Got to the team in
should I answer with the Kirill Kaprizov? And how many Stanley Cups?
It was Gabrick in 2010.
How many Stanley Cups have we won with them?
Yeah. Okay. We're a poverty franchise, Kotze. We've won 1 Stanley Cup since AFDR had polio. Okay.
When you make the biggest money on the team, they don't look at the lower guys. They look at the bigger guys.
Get you there, Dots. I disagree. He gets you there every year. But he carries his fucking team in points. He's a point per game guy.
I'm not arguing that. But don't
since he got here, he's carried this fucking team.
Throw the shit about you're not back checking when you're one guy doesn't either.
But Lafreniere has
carried us.
All right. One at a time. Break it up. Break it up. Break it up one at a time.
Listen, in my day, if
the
I'm
one
on
guy that nobody can say a fucking thing about is Panarin. Sorry, you have no argument with Panarin. The guy gets you there every year. He leads you in fucking points. He scores important goals. He does the whole fucking job. He's the only guy on this team in the last 5 years that actually does it. He is fucking got. He's climbing the record books in a fucking 100-year-old fucking franchise. And people keep saying, I don't get it. I don't fucking get it.
You guys don't get what I'm trying to say here.
I'm tired of hearing that.
Okay, so it's okay.
It's bad.
You're on a fucking rant. I'll go on a rant. So you think it's okay for your superstar to not back check? You think that's okay? Ask me if Sidney Crosby back checks.
Sidney Crosby. Here we go.
Your superstar player has to.
We're ending the show with Sidney Crosby.
Here we go.
Help me.
You guys are like going off on a tangent over that. All I'm saying to you is, if you're going to point one guy out, you can't neglect another. That's all I'm saying to you, Matt.
And I'll say this. Hey, listen, we're past our hour.
Paulie can go off in his Panarin idolization just like he does his Ovechkin every year. I don't listen to that shit.
All right, listen, we're past our hour. I just want to end the show with one comment. Henrik Lundqvist never won shit for this team. End of story. Greatest Ranger in the history of all you 20 and 30-year-olds. He couldn't carry Eddie Giacomin's jock. He couldn't take us past the Kings. He choked against the Devils, and he's still a god to all of you. And that's all I got to say tonight. And if you don't like it, I'll see you next week.
Zuccarello was his leading scorer. What do you want him to do?
Zuccarello's a great hockey player. He backchecked more than Panarin.
Yeah.
I can't, man.
He's hurt. He's out for 8 weeks, by the way.
Yeah, he's hurt too.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I am so tired of the hate that's guided to the wrong people.
Look at Lips. He's turning purple. He's so pissed off. Look at him.
Because how are you say that about Hank?
I don't know, dude. I don't know. I don't know how anyone has a bad word to say about Hank.
How many Stanley Cups did Steve Baker win? How many Stanley Cups did Henrik Lundqvist win?
How many Stanley Cups did I win?
Same thing. You're just as good as he is, but you made $8 million a year less.
Yeah.
Nada.
I don't know that I agree with that either. But
Igor's better.
You guys wear me out with
Igor's
this stuff, man.
better.
Igor's
Not
going to
even
play
close.
better than he did last year or this year, Ricky.
He'll be
even-
better.
That
Don't
is
worry.
such recency bias. It's not even
I
funny.
mentioned have to play
What, you
better.
said racist bias?
And I'm granting
Igor's not
you.
better than Hank.
I'm granting you.
Are you saying
Matt,
I hate
that
sweets?
Aaron did okay in the regular season, no question.
I
granted-
hey,
Igor's
I
got a
got
better roster.
I just
Right.
muted his mic, dude. I can't even listen to him right now. I had the goon. I love you. I had to mute you. You cannot talk shit about Henrik Lundqvist. This guy, I can't hear that, man. Look, I got him cut off. You're cut off, man.
But he has perfect hair.
Like 30 seconds, bro. Oh my God. Listen, it's been fun and it's been real, but it hasn't been really fun. No, it has been. Thank you, everybody, for being a part of the show tonight.
Before we go,
We're not leaving yet.
no, I got to mention this now before I forget. I am on a rampage. They should have Ron Greshner's jersey retired. Only
Let's
two
do it.
Rangers in history played longer than him. One is Rod Gilbert. The other is Harry Howe.
Brian Leach? Oh, right.
No, we're talking about continuous. Brian Leach got traded. Mark Messier got traded. Adam Graves got traded.
Yeah.
Only two guys have played continuous straight longer than Ron Greshner. And if you look at his stats,
20
he's
years
second to
overdue.
Brian Leach. Second to Brian Leach in points as a defenseman.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if Vic Hatfield's in and John Rattel's in and Rod Gilbert's in, why isn't he in? They didn't
Number
want to Stanley
4.
Cup. Those
Get it
guys never
turned.
won the Stanley Cup.
He
Oh,
should
and
be
I
in the
forgot.
rafters.
Mike Richter's another one that played his whole career with the Rangers.
Number 4.
Lundqvist did, but he signed with Washington. Remember that? He didn't play.
Well, do you know that
Number
Mike
35.
Richter technically was a Nashville Predator for 1 week?
Was he?
Did he
was
play a
taken-
game? Did he play a
No,
game?
he didn't play a game. No, he didn't play a game, but he was Nashville Predator property, and so was Mark Messier.
Really?
All I'm
Yeah,
saying
it's
is
very-
that I'm going to be on every week pounding. Ron Greshner's jersey deserves to be
Hey,
up there.
I think Ron Greshner is one of the greatest Rangers in the history of the team. I think he's one of the best ambassadors in the history of the team. And the only thing I'm going to say about it is I think it's a disgrace they didn't do it before his mom passed away, because that's all he ever wanted to see was his mom see his number retired. And Mrs. Greshner is one of the reasons I'm the Ranger fan I am today, and we'll save that for another day. But that's a great story, and Ron Greshner is a great human being, in my opinion.
He's my best friend outside of you, Paulie.
Yeah. And we've
You're
had him
talking
on the
about
show.
there, and we're not going to be friends.
I tell you, I love when Gresh has time to come on the show and him and
Well, he'll
Kotze,
come on. He said he'll come on again.
they talk about some of the old stuff that they used to do. Because I tell you what, these guys were clowns, and the stories. Gresh loves to be a clown and play around. So some of the stories are phenomenal. It's just hilarious.
If
Paulie, have you
somebody-
ever drank with the two of them?
I'm
What's
sorry.
that?
Did you ever have drinks with the two of them? Because let me tell you something. Those two guys could put down some drink named the Joe Cocker. I don't even know what it is. But all I know is
You talking about
these
me?
two guys, you and the Gresh man have hollow legs, brother.
Yeah.
The NHL prepared me for it.
A Coke and a smoke, right, Cots?
You know who used to make me drink?
No,
Henrik
never.
Lundqvist when he choked in the playoffs every damn year.
I never touched any drugs when I played. Just booze, baby. And maybe the odd left-handed cigarette.
What you used to say though during practice? You used to go outside and have a Coke and a smoke.
No, a coffee and a cigarette.
It was the
Yeah.
80s, right?
I smoked in
Awesome.
between periods too. I went to the can in every arena. Had a cigarette.
No shit.
First, second. Well, I think I was the only one.
No. I mean,
I was the only one that had enough balls to do it in front of management and out in the open. But there was always 4 or 5 guys on the team that would always say, "Kotze, give me a smoke, give me a smoke." But they didn't want management to find out like the chicken shits they were. You know, I'd go back to the can and half my pack's gone. I'm like, "Who the fuck's smoking these things?"
That's hilarious. All right, well, we'll have to do story time another day. But yes, matter of fact, we're going to why don't we do this for the rest of the year, Beth Penny? We need to have a banner on the show page on Facebook and everywhere else. Retire number 4. We'll figure out what we're going to put. We'll put on it. Retire number 4. Number 4.
Not only am I a good friend with him, it's not that. It's about loyalty to the one team, too. You don't have to win a Stanley Cup. Eddie Jackman never won a Stanley Cup. Roger Bear never won a Stanley Cup. Vic Hadfield never won a Stanley Cup. Jean Rattel never won a Stanley Cup. I mean, I don't even know if Harry Howe won one. You know what I mean? It's about being loyal to your team. I mean, you look at the Washington Capitals, they got a jersey of Yvon Lebray up there. Remember Yvon Lebray? Only because he was loyal to the Washington Capitals as an expansion team. They put his jersey up. It's not because he was a 10-time All-Star or something like that or won Norris Trophy. They put him up there because he was one of the original guys. And I think there's something to it about being loyal to your team, playing with one team the whole career, not moving somewhere else. And I think there's something to it. And I think he deserves it. That's all there is to it.
Agreed.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go Rangers. We'll be doing this next week on Wednesday. So Tuesday night they play their first NHL
opening night,
and we'll be there right after, huh?
Your favorite guy, isn't it? Don't they open with Pittsburgh?
Yeah,
Pittsburgh.
Your boy Sidney.
And they're wearing the Heritage jersey that night.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, it's good stuff. It'll be I'm sure it'll be a bittersweet. It'll be a homecoming.
Matt, whose jersey you got behind you?
Is that Panarin?
Whose jersey you got behind you?
Panarin.
I love it.
He's going to score 100 points this season, Kotze. What are you going to do?
I hope he does. I hope he
I hope
does.
he gets 120, Matty. I hope he gets 120.
No, I do. I know. I know he's the bread and butter when it comes
We
to.
didn't talk about it. We'll talk about it next week. But Quinn's going to fix that power play because there's one thing he can do is he's a power play specialist. He sucks coaching everywhere else, but he knows how to coach the power play.
We're gonna need a power play this year.
Yeah, well, it was terrible last year.
But all right, this was fun. I'm gonna kill the live. Everyone, stay on real quick. And listen, we'll see everybody next week, next Wednesday night, right here at the Instigators Hockey Show. Thank you, everybody, for joining.